All right, so now this is the last stage in our project. So you're gonna go ahead and open up Photoshop. This is the merchandise board part. So you're gonna take your pattern, you're gonna apply it to all of the merchandise items that you pick. So we're gonna go ahead and make a new file. 11 by 8.5 inches, 300 resolution, call it merch board or merchandise board, create. Then go down to the file folder at the bottom of your screen, go to the share folder, which is under this PC, high school, Dopico, pattern, and then open up your pattern. Okay, so this is after you've colored it with marker or colored pencil. Copy it, minimize, minimize, paste it in, edit, paste. Control T to scale it down and to rotate. So I am expecting to see just like your pattern somewhere on your merch board, like that. And now I'm going back in because I also did color this digital, so you can see kind of the difference between markers or digital. So I'm going through my drive to find that colored in. Yep, there we go. So copy. So same idea, paste it in. Again, you're only going to have one of these colored in. I'm just showing you that I did it both ways and you do have that option. Again, I'm not expecting you to be coloring this in 2 different ways. This is just me showing you the options. All right, so I've got my pattern in there. Now I'm going to go to my website, take myself to the project page. And at the bottom of the project page, I have what's called fashion flats. And fashion flats are kind of like flat blueprints for what, a merchandise item would be. In the industry, it would have like all sorts of measurements in order to actually make it. But here, we're just going to use it as like a template to put our pattern in. So you copy it, paste it in, like so. Control T to scale it up. I turn the eyeball off on the background so I can see to use the magic wand tool to erase that white background around that t-shirt. Remember, you can zoom in, you can use the hand to move things over. Selecting, backspace, cleaning it up. All right, so now we're gonna put the pattern in. So select the area that you're going to add your pattern to. Remember, hold down the Shift button in order to add to that selection with the magic wand. Go back and copy that pattern. Edit, paste special, paste into. You'll paste in like so. Control T, move it down, find a corner in order to make it the size you want. So I am filling it in, stretching it to fit. Okay. Moving it around until I'm happy. I press enter when I am happy. And now we're going to glue it together. So we have the fashion flat on one layer, we have the pattern on the other. Hold down Shift, click both layers, then click that little button in the top right hand corner of the layers panel and merge your layers. Okay. And at this point you can use your paint bucket to fill in any, solid areas of color. For example, on the bottom there. You may not have to do this, really depends on what your merchandise item is. I'm adding in my green to the trim. All right. So I'm expecting to see you apply this pattern to 3 different pieces of merchandise. So here I am going back. And say you don't like any of the merchandise flats that I put on the project page, that's fine. Look up fashion flat on Google and find your own. Okay. Lots of options, lots of things you can apply your patterns to. You decide. Same process. You choose one, you copy it. But I'm just going to go back to my website and grab this backpack to show you the process one more time. Copy the image, paste it in, edit, paste, Control T, make it larger. Use the magic wand, select the background, clean it up. Remember, select, deselect to make the ants go away. Also remember, hold down the shift button when you are clicking with your magic wand to select multiple areas. Copy your pattern, edit, paste special, paste into, Control T, rotate. Now I am going to show you something a little bit different with this one, just to make it look like it's wrapping around the backpack. You're going to do edit, transform, warp, and then see all those little intersection lines? You can click and drag from any of those points, and then kind of make it look like it's wrapping around the piece of merchandise. And once I'm happy, I press enter. Remember, merging the two layers, hold down shift, click both layers, click that little button, merge your layers. Now it's all one thing. So now I'm going to use my paint bucket. I'm going to go ahead and fill in areas that would be solid. Not always necessary, but if it works for your design, that's what you'll do. And again, I'm not expecting you to color in your pattern two different ways. I just wanted to show you it colored in with markers and it colored in digitally. Show you the difference. Always zoom in. It's always helpful. Allows you to see things a little clearer. Zoom out. All right. Move it around. You can rotate, scale it, all that stuff. So again, 3 merchandise items. In this tutorial, I just did the 2 because you guys can clearly see what's going on here, but other things you can do, you can add a stroke around your pattern. You click on the layer, click the FX button at the bottom of the layers panel, add a stroke. So you see I'm adding the stroke to my patterns. It gives it a nice outline. All right, so now I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna go ahead and pick out a background for my merchandise board. You can just do a gradient if you want, or you can go online like I am, and I'm finding an appropriate background for my spooky theme. Certainly avoid watermarks, as we know. Make sure it's not blurry. Copy it. Paste it in, edit, paste, Control T, scale, like so. Press enter when I'm happy. And make sure the layer is on the bottom so that your merchandise stuff and your pattern's on top. And then the last step after you've applied your pattern to your merchandise, you're going to use the T tool, the type tool, and you're going to write your text. So I am expecting you to title your print. So I'm titling my print Such Spook. Typing it out. Then I can highlight it. And then you see that panel up there? That's where we change our font. So I'm picking out an appropriate font. I know, there we go. Kind of spooky looking font. You can change the size over here. You can also erase out the number, put in any number you want. Okay, you can change the color there. You want to pick a color that's going to stand out. Okay, you can also warp the text from that button there. You know, change the way it looks. Move the little toggle bars. Okay. You can also, let me see, add a stroke around your letters as well, just like you did your pattern. Click on the layer, click FX, click stroke. Move that box so you can see what you're doing. You change the stroke color. Put it on the outside, make it thicker. Okay. And then last thing would be kind of your explanation paragraph. So you're telling me a number of different things. Check the website for the exact things I'm looking for, but certainly I want you telling me who's buying your merchandise, why does it look the way it is, explain your theme. Remember, this merchandise board is trying to mimic, what you would present to a merchandise company. So you're trying to convince, a board of executives, hey, this is my work, this is what it is and why, and this is what it would look like. And hopefully they'll buy it. That's the idea. And of course, it's still a font, so you can do all the things that you did with the title. You can add a stroke to it, you can change the color, the font, all that stuff. So all of those things still apply, okay? When you're done and you're absolutely happy, you've moved everything where you want it to go, you've hit all the project guidelines, you're going to go ahead and you're going to save it as a JPEG into your H drive. Save. Make sure you call it something you're going to remember if you didn't do that already. Not untitled. Merch board is a good option. Save it. Click OK. And then you're going to go to your Google Slides and hand it in.